I'm jumping to the other end of the spectrum here with my next Halloween horror review. Doom is a well-known series developed by id Software, and it can be argued that it was the ultimate first-person shooter in its day. I don't consider the first two iterations of Doom to be part of the horror genre, but with the reboot of the franchise in 2004, Doom 3 made its mark with some technological jumps that would help to scare even the roughest of Space Marines. I won't go into what Doom is all about, since that would be patronizing, but all you have to know is that you fight your way through a futuristic space station where a gate from hell is opened. Out of that gate comes demons, and you kill these demons with various weapons, ranging from a shotgun to a BFG 9000. Oh, and don't forget the chainsaw. Doom 3 is essentially a remake of the original Doom, but if you're a fan of the first two games, you'll notice that the monsters have been rehashed with new demonic paint jobs. Of course, you play as a silent protagonist who is a space marine hired by the UAC, or Union Aerospace Corporation, for those of you keeping track. As in the classic Doom games, your foes here are liable to strike at any time. Often, just as you round a corner, grab a much-needed power-up, or set foot into a new area. This is where most of the scares come from. The whole idea of the monster in the closet is used throughout the whole game, and it becomes almost second nature. You'll play as a big, tough space marine, but the game has you tiptoeing your way through every level. Sometimes your enemies will materialize without notice, and may occasionally startle you as they leap out of the darkness. Sometimes your enemies will materialize without notice, and may occasionally startle you as they leap out of the darkness. And more or less, it just goes through the same types of paces that you've probably gone through before in any number of similar games, making Doom 3 very predictable. The game's levels are fairly linear in nature and incorporate several horror elements, the most prominent of which is the darkness. This design choice is not only intended to foster feelings of apprehension and fear, but also create a more threatening game environment where you are less likely to see attacking enemies. To make matters worse, you must choose between holding a weapon and holding the flashlight, and this also contributes to your deliberate pace around the station. Frequent radio transmissions through the communications device also add to the atmosphere by broadcasting certain sounds and messages from the NPCs, and are meant to be quite unsettling. Early in the game, during and directly after the event that plunges the base into chaos, the sounds of fighting, screaming, and dying rip through your radio transmitter. The ambient sound is extended to the base itself through such things as hissing pipes, footsteps, and occasionally jarringly loud noises from machinery or other sources. Often, other sounds can be heard that resemble deep breathing, unexplained voices, and demonic taunting, all from the game's enemies. So why is Doom 3 on the list? Although enemy-heavy, Doom 3 does a lot of things right to keep you on edge. Utilizing a powerful engine and hardware, the environmental effects, sound, and graphics Doom 3 had give it advantage going into the genre and making a big statement with that extra muscle. For what it's worth, the game's premise seems very fleshed out, and the game gives an amazing first impression. As you explore the UAC base, eavesdropping on various conversations and observing great little details here and there, you'll get an impression that Doom 3 takes place with a fully realized world. Of course, all hell quickly breaks loose, and from that point onward, you'll want to lock yourself in a closet, rather than search for monsters inside of them.